Welcome to the Conscious Living Podcast, conversations to educate, empower, and enlighten our world. An uplifting and inspiring series of conversations and talks with your host, Jackie Woodside. We are educating minds, empowering lives, and enlightening souls to create a world where love prevails. In this engaging podcast, we deliver exciting, positive, transformative talks and teachings designed to elevate your life. Now, let's join our host, Jackie Woodside, for this week's session.
Hello there. Thank you so much for being with us again today on the Conscious Living Podcast, where we are here to educate, empower, and enlighten you. Yes, I normally say educate and empower and enlighten our world, but today we're just going to talk to you, the person wearing your shoes, the person who's breathing in your lungs, the person who is using your voice. And I'm so excited to bring to the Conscious Living Podcast today, Bea Palya, who is a European Hungarian voice coach, singer, performer, and really a transformational agent, helping leaders and people who want to be more out in the world understand that their voice is their tool, the expression of their soul coming forth. And I'm just so excited to dive in and hear more about this because, yeah, as you've probably noticed, I make a living using my voice, not in the singing context, but how we express ourselves is so critically important. So, Bea, thank you so much for being with us today. What a delight from Hungary that you're here with us. Thank you for joining us on the Conscious Living Podcast. Do you mind just saying a little bit more about yourself so people can get to know you a little more?
Thank you so much. First, of course, I will do that. But first, thank you so much for accepting this conversation, and thank you so much for our listeners to really connect with me and with us. So yeah, a little bit more about me. So I'm from Hungary, Budapest, and originally I'm a singer-songwriter.
Yes.
It also affects that I'm half Gypsy, Romani, as we politically correctly say, but I always said Gypsy, so I say Gypsy or Tzigane, but I know the correct word is Romani. So I have this root through my mother's generation line. And it also gave me a certain position of marginalization. So in my story is a deep imprint that I was seated in the last row when I was in the class because I was Gypsy. So it's so interesting.
Wow, so you have like a caste or a class system that if you have Gypsy blood, you're not as worthy in Hungary.
Somehow, yes. And we are in the 70s. I was born in 76, so 70s, 80s, in a little tiny Hungarian village. And also we were living on the edge of it. So really next to us, there were the woods. So it's also another marginalized position. So
Yeah.
somehow my mom had this strong desire to be accepted by the society, to have enough money, to have a good house, to have a position, to have their children educated well. That's all this deep desire was already in my mom. And the reason I mentioned that right away is because as I've been teaching now for a decade, I see that how much this desire from being in a marginalized position and going towards the center counts in my story and the people that tends to come to my tribe. And they have the same somehow issue.
So, that's so interesting. So how do you understand people coming from a marginalized position and their impact, and the impact of that on their life, their consciousness, and their ability to live and move through life in a conscious, empowered way?
Oh yes, I think it's like being in a marginalized position can have a ripple effect, because the more you're out of something real or imagined circle, the more you want to be in. And you so beautifully speak about what conscious, intimate community means. And I think this is really a missing piece in our age. And honestly, almost all of us are mentally in a marginalized position because this belonging to somewhere missing. But coming back to the original meaning of marginalized position, let's say I'm working with people who are like some ethnic roots, like Gypsy or Jewish roots, or I also have American clients with European roots. So it's also another position that where do I belong? Or many times the big part of my clients are therapists, healers who also have deep down this belief that, do I belong here? Or I'm a little bit different, I'm a little more sensitive. So sensitivity is also a big part of the belief system, or the real marginalized position, because many of the artists I play with and I work with as clients, they are also hypersensitive. So this is again can be seen and understood and felt as a marginalized position. I'm too sensitive to that. My skin is too, transparent, and I feel everything.
Wow, really interesting. I'm thinking a lot about this because of how many things are going on in the world, and I'm here in the U.S. and my son isn't white, and his walk through life. It was one thing when he was a cute little baby. Now he's an 18-year-old young man, and
Beautiful. I saw his picture. Yes.
Yeah, did you see his picture? Yeah, he's a sweet kid.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I think a lot about this. So let's get into a little bit of your work around, marginalization, leadership, personal strength, conscious living, and the voice. So the conscious use of our voice, obviously, is how we convey our message, right? So you say our educated voice can serve us on the leadership path, or as leaders, as speakers, as coaches. So, why is that? Why do you say that? And I love the phrase you use, our educated voice. All of a sudden I'm feeling marginalized, like, oh my gosh, my voice isn't educated. It's just my voice.
It's more about
so start with that. What does an educated voice even mean?
Oh my God, I hope you don't feel even more marginalized, because I think
oh no, my voice isn't educated.
Oh my God, maybe it's the wrong picture about education inside for us.
Yeah, right.
Okay, education means that I use it in a conscious way. And I know, Jackie, your word is really the conscious, like you say something like to raise something really to be seen, or I don't know how you formed in your talk that consciousness about how I use my voice. Like now, for our listeners, you probably hear that I'm really dancing my lips wide. So when I say educated, it's like nothing but experience, nothing but doing vocalizations and voice exercise. And with consistency, your voice become an educated voice. Of course, we use it on a regular basis because we tend to speak a lot, especially if we are entrepreneurs or leaders or healers or therapists like yourself or coaches. But what I feel is that many times we have a blind side of what can it do for people, because not more than 2 seconds people will hear by your voice, by the image of your voice, if they can trust you or they cannot.
Yeah, if they resonate with you.
Yes.
The sound of your voice is a vibration.
Yeah, right. And many times when I say we are blind walking in how we use it non-consciously, is that we think that the meaning of the words are so important that we tend to forget our bodies. Like we do conversations from head to transfer knowledge. and I'm someone who creates and listens to a lot of videos, educational content. And I hear when someone is talk about the voice like that, what do you feel? That somehow it's cut off the other part of the body. And it's somehow unconscious because we are emphasize so much the meaning of the words. And sometimes we are also very fast in what we say and how we say it. And it's not like a song, it's more like, and then we are lost.
That's so interesting, because when I listen to myself, particularly if I'm on stages, less so on Zoom or virtual platforms, although some. But anyway, I do speak fast, but I speak fast because my thoughts go so fast.
I know.
So talk to me about that, the connection. And this is important for leaders to be able to convey our message in a way that it can be heard. Yes, the language, but I agree with you. The delivery is so critically important in how we reach from our soul, our heart, and our thoughts into the soul, heart, and thoughts of the other person. So Talk to me about that. My thoughts go fast, so therefore my speaking is often fast. What do I do with that?
So beautifully put. I've become so excited.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. So how do I become impactful for my listeners in the heart level, in the gut level? Because my mind is so fast. Well, trust. I have let's say four things to say.
okay.
Trust your body. Trust your body, that your body will know. Your mind is beautiful. I mean, your especially also, but your anyone's mind is beautiful because of the thoughts that they can create. But your body is even more interesting. Your whole being as a whole, it's even more interesting when you connect your mind to your guts and to your heart and to your little finger and to your hair and to your ear and to your knee. It's even more interesting, and I am doing that as I talk to you, and probably our listeners hear it, that it's somehow something is different now. I'm speaking from wherever I want from my body. So I can play with that. In a minute, I can show you an exercise for that. But this is one thing: trust your body. Number 2, use silence boldly. See what's going on now. If you would see Jackie's beautiful bowing head, it means that she got the message. We are so afraid of silence. Oh my God, it's uncomfortable, right? So now I am using silence. I am a songwriter, so I know what silence can do. It can give you a moment to digest what you have just said, and also it can give a moment to digest to your listener what you have just said. So the
And
whole
to feel it, to digest it and to feel it.
Yeah, I even start to move as I speak to you because we somehow tapped into this body conversation. Like, I love it so much because the whole tempo and the whole ambience, the whole atmosphere is changing, and somehow we got more to the feeling of what we are saying. And it's so beautiful because that's when emotions can arise. I don't know, body sensations can be felt more directly for you as a speaker and for you as a listener. So it's so interesting. Number 3, open your lips. We come back to to the educated voice expression.
Yes,
Like so much.
educate my voice.
Yeah, educate my voice. It's nothing but, fun and game and vocalization and some singing here and there and a lot of emotions and body trust. So when I say open your lips, and by the way, if I write a novel, probably it will call the dancing upper lips, because I think originally is very open. And I have an exercise in my programs called auditive soul hunting. If you are familiar with the contemporary shamanistic practice, there is this soul hunting practice where you can hunt back your lost pieces of your soul. But I realized that we can do that through the voice. So I have certain characters that we create through our own voice. For example, a baby who cries for the milk. And so if you have in your mind's eye a crying baby, there's no closed lips there.
There are no closed lips there.
It's
Absolutely.
You're also a mother, and if everyone saw a crying baby for the milk, and because they are crying for their lives, so nothing is in the way as an obstacle to open your lips, especially your upper lips. And in my education, when my clients come and they are speaking like that, and somehow they are complaining about why the message doesn't go through, you see, also visually, I don't move my upper lips, and probably also you hear, if you are an audio, that it doesn't go through that much. Somehow what we want to do is to create, when I say to you, let's say, I don't know, phone or a ring, I want you to feel the word ring in you. So I need to say ring. It has a certain roundness in my lips. So move your lips, and probably it will be very strange for the first time because,
you have to get over what I call the dork factor, feeling like a dork.
Yeah, yeah, or you feel yourself like it's like a clown. But imagine I'm European, but we still see music television, and we saw Whitney Houston, a few stolen moments, and in a moment she sang moment. We saw the upper six in her teeth. So
Wow.
so it's worth seeing good singers also for that, to
Yeah.
not to not have this shame around your upper lips or upper teeth or whatever is the shame in this body part that many of the wounds can cause.
Oh,
But there are ways and exercises that I developed that can open this. And again, we go back to the body. Your body is wise. If you educate it,
yeah.
educate your
Right. I'm
physical
trying.
voice, if you educate your physical voice, it can affect your metaphorical own voice and own truth, because your body will know somehow how to pronounce, well, I want to double my salary, or I want a different kind of sex, honey. So
Wow. And I'm just thinking about the way that you're talking about how we move our lips and how we use our voice, how it's honestly, it's interesting. It's so unconscious. And what we're talking about is the conscious use of the voice and embodying the voice throughout the entire body and soul and emotion. It's such a more conscious conversation about us as speakers, listeners, communicators, and leaders. I just love it. So did you cover all four of your, yeah, okay, the fourth one. I didn't want to
Thank you.
lose it.
Thank you for counting. I love it. I love that you
I'm
catch
right with you. I'm right with
all
you.
the balls that we are throwing in the air. So the fourth one actually is it's a visualization that I project, and when I say project my voice, I will precise it in a minute, but I consciously, like I am talking to you now, I project what I say to the middle of the space in between us. Even if it's virtual, I have this constant image of you and me being in a circle, and I project my voice there. I also sing a lot in church. You also mentioned in the beginning, when I sing in church, it's a huge space. So I also project in the middle my voice. But I would like to precise that when you project your voice to the outer world, you have to have voice within. So I have an exercise which is called the bubble of sound, where we practice voice inside you, voice around you, like in a bubble, and voice projected from that space to the outer world from you. So it means that the three levels, voice in you, voice around you, and voice projected from you to the outer world, it's they are building on each other. So in other words, you cannot have projected voice if you don't have none. So you have to have the voice inside first, so that
So
you
I'm
can project.
confused about you saying, I certainly can understand you speaking to the space in between when it's a small group, but you said your church is large, it's a big space, and you project to the middle. That visually leaves me feeling like the people in the cheap seats in the back
Oh,
of the church somehow are getting cut off. So help me
oh,
understand that better.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. It's so valid question. Yeah. So first, um, I project my voice in order to be really hearable. But if you know the space in church, it has a lot of echoes. So first, when I go to a church, to any church, I always ask for an hour before to really walk around and test, where do I hear what. So it's one thing that I project my voice in the middle, but when I give concerts in church, I always walk around. So I really include all the people who are on the edge, like being talking about being in a marginalized position, right? So I know what that means. So I'm
Right.
always kind of include them as well. But the other very interesting thing, and thank you for bringing this up through this question, it's beautiful. The other thing I do is that mentally I draw a line from my belly button to their belly buttons, each of
Mm.
them. So then I become like sun, and these lines are like the ray of the sun. And so it goes to everyone.
Yeah.
And actually, it's so relevant because as of today, I'm going to teach this class called, I call this, it's a little crazy in English, emotional cableway.
Emotional
I
cableway.
probably you would more say like emotional cord, but the meaning is the same. Is that there are lines that almost tangibly in the space we create in our mind's eye from our belly button to our listener's belly button, and we send sound packages through it. It can be a song, it can be a word, it can be a sentence, it can be a speech, it can be a melody, it can be anything which is sound. So this way I include everyone who listens to me. And well, by the way, it's a great, I love your mind, Jackie. It's a great question to explore in the virtual space, because I tend to speak in big groups, and so I have also some techniques there.
That's so beautiful. I guess just intuitively have a very similar practice when I speak publicly, is that I see the energy going out through my heart chakra, enveloping the room and bringing the love back into my heart chakra as I speak. And that it has always really comforted me to have that experience of being able to connect with the people energetically that I'm speaking to. I love that. So you said you have an exercise. I'd love to have the opportunity to see you demonstrate some of what you're talking about.
Okay, let's do some. Just before I do, I just would like to say that, as you said, this thing that you have this image, you being connected from your heart chakra, and the love is coming back. I felt it. I felt so warm inside, and my chest were opening, and my lips went smiling. So it's really working. And sometimes we are underestimate those visual work and energy work. I know you don't, and your tribe don't, but I think it's so important to work with those internal images, because it's really efficient to connect to people. Whenever you can step on any stage of your life, from a fight with your teenager girl or your male boss, or I don't know, big audience is the same. So coming back to one of my exercise, I mentioned that we play with open lips, and we also play with the element of the voice. So I wrote a little poem. It goes like: high and low, fast and slow, soft and loud, break and sound, steely or velvety, melody or monotony. So it's like,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I try to rhyme this. Also,
Yeah.
I'm not a non-native English speaker, but I tried. So high and low, fast and slow, soft and loud, break and sound, steely or velvety, melody or monotony. And so these are the,
I can't believe you wrote that, and English isn't even your first language. That is impressive. You are a songwriter for sure.
Yeah. I just, these are the first steps. But I always, all these exercises came by wanting to help more my clients and my people. So many of them are native English speaker, many of not.
Yep.
So I just to have them memorize the pitch, the tempo, the volume, the tone, the use of silence. And when we speak about speaking, it's also relevant to speak about melodiousness, because if I would be Italian, like probably I would speak like that, or even Brazilian or Mexican. But in, let's say, in Hungary, or I don't know, in many of the old films, there is this voiceover. It was like that, and oh, I love you so much. Do you feel that? And it was really funny. In the 80s in Hungary, all these horror films, and oh, it hurts really much. It really, please stop. It was
wow. Really? So in Hungary, the culture, it was more a monotone voice.
Well, for the films, yes. And also, Hungary is an interesting country with an interesting history, a lot of people. I also growing up in the end of the communist time, and everybody was, suspicious for you cannot trust. So better to not to really be very impulsive in the speaking. So coming back to this reader poem, what I like to do with my people and students and clients is that to have this little poem and then start to talk about your day, what you have done so far. Like you had two coffees. Oh my God. Am I speaking or singing now? As I'm using the element of the voice.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. You are really an embodied performer. You say singer-songwriter or, voice coach, but you're really an embodied performer.
Yeah, I mean, I was put on stage when I was 6, and
Oh, wow.
I'm 47. The big thing is, when I came out of it, and I started to have, teachings and traveling and everything. But it's a
Beautiful.
beautiful place, though. So it's for real.
So
Stage,
beautiful.
yeah, stage and performance can be a beautiful thing
Yeah.
if you really,
Do you teach most in Hungarian or in English? What languages do you teach in?
Both. I do both.
English and
So I have a
Hungarian.
year-long program in Hungarian. It's called Sing Yourself to Freedom. And I've seen amazing transformations. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you about it a little bit. And my English program is for now is 6 week long. It's called Unleashing Your Authentic Feminine Voice for Power and Impact.
Oh, wow.
And it's just online for now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go.
Beautiful. That talking about all the different ways that I see you, singer-songwriter and embodied performer and voice coach, leadership coach. We use this expression a lot here in the US, perhaps in Hungary as well, the expression of finding your voice.
Yes.
You just need to find your voice. That has, a metaphorical, but also a literal sense to it. So talk to me about that and how you incorporate that sense of finding your voice into your work.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing this up. I do think, believe, and experience that these two are deeply intertwined. It's like a dance. So you cannot have your own voice as a coach if you don't have a physical voice in real. Like, Jackie, just let me give you a little compliment. Your voice and the use of your voice is very conscious and you use it beautifully. So that's how I got to you, because I was a participant on your Conscious Living Summit and you made a beautiful job with your voice. So I think
I was a therapist for 30 years, Bea, and I wonder, I used my voice as a healing agent and as a tool, and now as a coach and as a speaker. But I really do think my early years professionally of being a therapist, I've had clients and people where I give talks say, I could listen to you all day.
Yeah.
And I think that early training of me being a therapist, if you will, helped me find my voice.
Yeah, probably. And also the deep connection, because that was your main focus when you were working with your clients, to connect to those people. And I think this is, again, very different if you go on stage and become a speaker without having this need or feel of connection to people, which is really the case. But the focus can be in different places. So yes, coming back to you. So it was a beautiful thing to you, for me, listening to you. Sorry. And so where we were,
finding your voice.
Finding our voice. So I think these two are deeply intertwined and making a dance together. So I cannot find my voice, just I have my truth, unless I'm explicitly writing, but it's very rare, even for writers, they even talk. So I cannot have my own truth without saying it in my physical voice. And if my truth is very deep, but I say it like that, it doesn't come true. And the other way around, you can have great voice tools and you can have all the techniques to say things like big speeches. But if you don't have the content or the inner truth or the real authentic message that makes your listener like wanting to like go more, or really wanting to join you in what you do and be aligned with your mission, then also there is a missing part. So in my way, and also it's connected to my story, everything I have built up is through my voice, through using my voice. first just as a singer. Then I realized that whatever I say and how it, whatever I say and however I connect to the people I say it to, it can bring, a lot of growth into our process, also for me as a person and a teacher, and for us as a community. So I think when people ask me about finding our own voice, first I go, well, first I am a singer, so I'm gonna make you sing and make you use your voice in an educated way, as we come back to the first
Right.
question of you, or we're gonna make, but I always bring them to the fields of playing, like we do play with our voice, not to have to perform thing. No, we play with our voice, and everybody can open the lips, for instance, and saying, well, I had 2 coffees and then I had sex with my partner, it was so good.
Both the coffee and the sex. It was so good.
It was also good. And then we are or they finding ourselves in this sweet spot in between singing and speaking, and so the message comes through really beautifully. But I think and also I have clients from the world of diplomacy and everything, so many times I train them to talk about this very specific topic they need to talk on a boardroom, in singing.
Yeah.
And that's where they have the aha moments that, oh my God, even on urban water restriction, I don't know, it's also a topic for a song. And they sing it. And then they go to the presentation, and then I was flowing. It was flawlessly. It was powerful. It was confident. It was resonant. And so they are happy. And, all the people around them are more, feel this authentic person behind the speech. So finding our own voice, for me, it's a physical voice work and an inner truth work. And Jackie, I just need to say this beautiful quote because it's so beautiful, you're gonna shake. It's and because it says about the finding our own voice topic a lot. Hélène Cixous, French philosopher, writer, feminist writer, she said that women will return to the body that was more than confiscated from her, and the body that was the very place of inhibition and conflicts. Women will reconquer that body, because if you censor the body, you censor the breath, the speech, the truth. So reconquer the body, reconquer your body. You're going to reconquer your breath, your speech, your truth. And then she says, write yourself. Your body must be heard. And I would like to add to that, speak yourself, sing yourself, your body must be heard. Oh my God.
That's so powerful, especially what's happening here in the United States right now, with us losing women's right to choose this past year. Reconquer your body is a big theme in our country right now. Yeah, for sure. So thank you for bringing that to us. We need to wrap up our time together, but I think I'd be remiss to have you on the podcast and not ask you to use your voice to bless us with some song.
There's this beautiful Appalachian song that I use in my courses, and it goes like, as I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the holy crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown, good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, don't you wanna go down? Come on, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray.
Oh, I have chills running up and down my arms, my legs, my spine, every ounce of me. I am so blessed for having spent this time with you. I'm so excited for you to be stepping onto a bigger stage as you move into this, is it the Master Speakers Conference that you're speaking at?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for bringing this up. The Master Series in Oxford.
The Master Series in Oxford. So excited for you to be on that bigger stage, to continue to be found and to bring your God voice into this world. So thank you so much for being with us on the Conscious Living Podcast.
It was beautiful. It was a gift. It was an honor. Thank you so much, Jackie.
You're welcome.